Okay, so by the title of this video, you already know that I will be talking about how I feel about racism. And I'm sorry if like the camera is like moving a lot. I'm holding it in my hand. But I'm gonna just say this in advance. This video isn't meant to hurt anyone's feelings or offend anybody, because that is not my intention whatsoever. So if I say something that is offensive towards you or someone else, then I would like to apologize now in advance. But the things that I will be talking about today on this subject, I feel that some people could relate to or have thought about before in the past. So make sure you watch the video to the very end. I don't know how long it's going to be because this is going to be a rant, but just watch to the very end, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're new. And let's just get into the video. So by the title, you know that this is going to be how I feel about racism. Now, racism in general, I don't agree with it whatsoever, period. For me, I honestly don't care what race you are, what color your skin is, because at the end of the day, to me, it's more so about the personality. Me, I don't judge people until I get to know them first. Like, first impressions to me are like most important. So if I meet you for the first time and you know you're okay and I get a good vibe from you, then that's all that matters. But I shouldn't have to determine my friendship or relationship with someone based off of their race. And I shouldn't care what others would think if I'm with that person, whether it's a friendship or a relationship, because as long as I'm happy and that person is bringing positive energy around me, then that's okay. Now, for the people that are racist and don't like a certain race, it just, like, I don't know what goes on in their head for them to feel that way. I believe that maybe it's because they were raised that way from their parents or their grandparents that were racist as well, and they were just taught that over time, and it's being passed down from generation to generation, and that's probably why racism is still around. I feel like it shouldn't be. Like, it's 2017 and people are still out here being against black people, Hispanics, Muslims, you name it, just about everything. And same thing vice versa. And not everyone is racist. To those people that are not racist and that you know, that are happy, you know, that's good for you. But the people that are racist, like I said, that I feel that maybe they were just taught that way and they grew up learning that way, and they just have this hatred without having legitimate facts. I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube of people in public being racist, saying racial slurs towards others, and even YouTubers reacting to those videos as well. And I just find it so disgusting how people on this earth could just be so disrespectful in that manner, because you wouldn't want someone telling you, oh, go back to your country, or you're in America so we speak English and that's what you have to speak, because that's not the case whatsoever. Because for one incident, I saw this one video of this one elderly woman. She was a Caucasian, and she was being racist and saying racial slurs to this Hispanic family, and was saying, oh, you guys are in America, you guys should be speaking English, not Spanish, you guys need to learn it, or whatever. And in that video, she even said it herself, that she visited Hispanic countries before herself, that she went to, I think, Spain. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, you're telling them to speak English here in America and that they need to go back to their country, but the fact is that you're going to their country to visit, eat their food, and be a part of their culture within that time being, and yet you don't know how to speak Spanish while you're in their country. So please explain to me, how is it that you feel the need to say that to them, but it shouldn't work for you, vice versa? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And like, I just don't know. Like, racism has been around for a very, very long time, and it seems like it won't go away, but I do hope that it does eventually. and there's some approaches that people take that are completely unnecessary. Sometimes with well, for me, for those who already don't know, I'm mixed myself. Most people think that I'm completely white when I'm not. I'm actually Puerto Rican and black. That's what I mix with. But there are some things that I see going on in the world that shouldn't be happening, or shouldn't be going to the extent that it should be going to. Like, for example, when it comes to like Black Lives Matter, that I support that, because unfortunately the black community, they have suffered a lot throughout many years, and they have been trying their best to progress and get to that point where, you know, they know their worth, and that they'll be able to finally, you know, walk out of their house and know that they're going to be safe and that nothing's bad is going to happen to them. But at the same time, there are like a handful of those certain people that make it seem like the whole community is just beneath of what they're. I don't know how to really explain it. Like, within every, because nobody's perfect. That's one thing. Nobody's perfect. But like, some people look at the wrong things. Like, sure, there might be some black people or white people that do wrong things, but just because they're doing bad things doesn't mean that you have to disown the entire community of that race for those doings, because it's not their fault that it's happening, because there are a lot of good people in this world, and even they make mistakes as well. But just because a certain handful of people constantly do bad things, the whole community shouldn't have to suffer. Basically, scenario like when we were in school and we were in class and one kid was talking and then the whole class had to suffer just because of that one kid. Probably not like the same thing, but you kind of get the scenario. And what else was I gonna say? Like, racism, I don't, like I said earlier, I don't care what race you are. Like, people can have their own beliefs, and that's fine and that's okay, but it all just comes down to your personality. That's what I really care about, because as long as you treat me with respect, then I will provide the same thing back towards you. But if you are just gonna go ahead and disrespect me or do something that I don't like and I tell you about it, because I'm that type of person. If you do something that I don't like, I will let you know right then and there. And if you feel like you don't care or whatever, then you don't have to stay. That's one thing. And I feel like we should all just really look out for each other and care for each other, because we're all human beings. To be honest, we're all human beings. God made us all, and He loves all His children equally. Do we do things that make Him upset? Of course we do, because we're people. Like I said, we make mistakes and we do stupid stuff on the daily. Sometimes we might do stuff that we don't even notice. But I feel like people should just end racism and that kind of stuff now from the start. Like, I don't know why people constantly have to do things the way that they do them. Like, when people, for example, what was that video I seen where it was a lady in the elevator and she held onto her purse super tight just because a black male was walking to the elevator? Like, how do you, like, you don't know how you're making that man feel, because you're making it seem like every black male is what's the word? A robber. There we go. A robber, when they're really not. Not everyone is a robber. Not everyone is a killer or a drug dealer or nothing like that. The people that choose that kind of life, that's on them, and that's their own separate, you know, lives and stuff. The people that decide to do that, that's on them. But the people in the community that don't do that kind of stuff, they shouldn't be disowned and put into that category, knowing good and well they never done anything like that before. But I just don't know. Like, I find it upsetting, and like the videos that I've seen, it is so disgusting how people just treat people, like especially here in America, like the white people, and I'm not saying like all white people, because not all white people are bad, but like in general it's mainly them, and all they do is like think that they're the shit just because they're in America. Oh, we're in America, yada yada yada, we have this, we have that. But really, like, you guys are nothing, because I bet you that in the United States, if every single black person and every single Hispanic and any other race left the United States and there was nothing left but white people in the United States, they wouldn't survive whatsoever at all. Hold on, because there's noise outside. They're always trying to do this when I make a video. Okay, but like I was saying, shit, I forgot what I was saying. I'm gonna edit this video anyway. Yeah. So if every other race did decide to leave and it was just white people, like I said, they wouldn't be able to survive because they always depend on people like us to do everything for them. I mean, look at when white people had slaves. They didn't know how to do anything at all. And they had black slaves and Hispanic slaves do everything for them. Why do you think that some Hispanic women were maids and stuff like that? Because they didn't want to, white people didn't want to do it themselves. So if it wasn't for people like us, they wouldn't be successful because they need us to do certain things for them. I mean, look, they have Mexicans as construction workers. And when it comes to the workplace, I'm not saying that, you know, people have to be in a certain job to be considered something, because like Mexican women or Hispanics in general, they don't have to be maids and they don't have to be construction workers or anything like that. They could be anything they want to be, but through most people's eyes, that's what people see them as. They see them as maids who clean up after them, or construction workers, and with black folks, just about the same thing, maids and things like that. And if it weren't for us, like, white folks wouldn't know what to do, because they always have somebody doing something for them instead of them learning how to do it on their own. Now, like I said earlier, it's not all white people, it's just some, but that's just how I feel personally. And I know there's probably going to be people out there that disagree with what I say, and that's fine, because, you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everyone has their side of what they need or want to say. So, you know, I would like to hear some feedback. So if you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. All my social media will be in the description box down below, so follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, and there will be more videos coming soon. And I'll take requests as well, but just know that I do have some video plans coming up ahead, and there'll probably be more rant videos just like this, because there are other things that I would like to discuss with you guys. But yeah, subscribe to my channel, leave a like, comment, and share, subscribe, so that way you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you have any ideas for me to do, let me know. I'll look into that, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.